Do you exercise once or twice a week? Every day? What's the one workout routine or exercise that never fails to energize you and get you pumped for the day? Have you ever experienced a breakthrough moment in your fitness journey that's completely changed your perspective on exercise? Think about it. What was it? When it comes to staying motivated, do you find it more effective to set specific fitness goals or to focus on enjoying the process? Have you had a time when exercise helps you overcome a challenge or adversity in your life? How do you navigate the balance between pushing yourself to achieve new fitness milestones and then listening to your body's signals to avoid burnouts or injury? Whether you exercise or don't exercise, this is the podcast for you. I'm Kate Mason and welcome to Parenting and Personalities. This is the podcast that connects you to the ones you care about the most. The link between physical and mental health is pretty much bang on. I know that when I'm fitter, I'm happier and less stressed. I probably just feel better about myself because I've earned my fitness through hard work at 5:30 in the morning for the last 30 years. Now, research backs this up. Yale and Oxford universities collected data on the physical behaviour and mental health of more than 1.2 million people and showed that while factors like money might make them happy to a certain degree, exercise is far more beneficial for mental health than economic status. I'm sure there are those of you who might question this, but those were the results. So let's take a quick look at the 3 top things that exercise does for us. As we all really know, but don't want to always hear, regular exercise improves cardiovascular health, strengthens muscles and bones, and enhances overall physical fitness. It helps us to maintain a healthy weight, reduces our chance of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers, and it also boosts immunity, and it makes us more resilient to illnesses. Okay, so there are some pretty good reasons to start or continuing exercise, depending on where you are on that physical exercise spectrum. Another amazing thing about exercise is its profound effects on mental well-being. When we exercise, we're stimulating the release of endorphins, which are natural mood lifters, reducing feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. In our world today, this is something that we all really need. Regular physical activity also improves cognitive function, memory, and concentration. And as you know, if you're exercising, it provides a sense of accomplishment and it boosts our self-esteem. I really want to feel good about myself, don't you? Not to mention, it also increases our lifespan and quality of life. Now, who would not want that? The list goes on. Exercise develops mobility and flexibility, reducing the risk of injury and disability as we age. Furthermore, exercise promotes better sleep patterns, which many of us find more difficult as we get older and less energetic. But as we know from Dr. Chris Winter, episodes 78 and 79, sleep is crucial for overall health and vitality. If we're able to maintain our physical fitness, which can take place in many different forms, we can all enjoy a higher quality of life well into our later years. Today we're looking at the fascinating world of personality types and how they impact something that some of us love to hate, exercise. So grab your yoga mat or your running shoes and let's get chatting. Let's start with our introverts and extroverts and how they might strut their stuff, or maybe not, in the realm of exercise. You might be an introvert who recharges your batteries by cozying up with a good book or taking a solo stroll through nature. Or you might be an extrovert who thrives on social interaction and might see the gym as your second home, a place to mingle and flex those muscles. Which one do you align with the most? Let's break it down a bit, shall we? If you're an introvert, you are the quiet or quieter exercise warriors of the world. For you, exercising might be less about the big group classes and the crowded gyms and more about finding your zen in solitude. Think early morning jogs through the park, solo yoga sessions in the living room, or hitting the trails for a hike with just the chirping birds for company. As an introvert, you often value introspection and may prefer activities that allow you to tune into your own thoughts while you're getting your sweat on. Now, if we flip that coin, we have the extroverts, like me, most of whom enjoy being the life of the party wherever they go. So for us extroverts, the gym might be our playground, a buzzing hive of activity where you can feel energized by the company of others. Group fitness classes? Sign me up. Team sports? You're all in. Extroverts thrive on the social aspect of exercise, enjoying the camaraderie and motivation that comes with sweating it out with others. But hey, let's not paint too black and white here. We're all unique creatures with our own quirks and preferences. An introvert might surprise you by joining a kickboxing class and loving every minute of it, while an extrovert might find solace in a solitary run along the beach at sunset. The beauty of it all is that no one size fits all in approach to fitness. However, you might feel that one of these two preferences is more like you. If so, which one would it be? Introvert or extrovert? Next, let's look at the intuitive and sensing types and how they might differ on their choices of exercising. Let's start with our intuitives. Now, these are the dreamers, the big picture thinker, the ones that are always exploring new ideas and possibilities. Do you think this is you? If it is, let's see if you can align with any of the following. When it comes to exercising, you might be drawn to activities that engage your mind as well as your body. Think paddleboarding, yoga, dance classes, or even something more adventurous like rock climbing. You're all about finding that deeper connection and meaning in your workouts. Have you ever meditated at an odd moment, maybe mid-plank, or pondered the universe while on a jog? Many intuitives are drawn to new fitness experiences and ideas. You might be the first to try out the latest exercise trends that offer unique approaches to fitness, such as the latest treadmill-based routine that's recently taken social media by storm. The numbers 12, 3, and 30 might initially sound confusing, but they simply relate to walking on a treadmill for 30 minutes at an incline of 12% and a speed of 3 miles an hour. Interesting. You might do aerial yoga or virtual reality workouts. These novel experiences can appeal to those seeking challenges and stimulation. Now let's talk about our sensing types. If you're a sensing type, you're all about living in the here and now, soaking up every sensation and detail of the present moment. When it comes to exercise, you're more likely to gravitate towards activities that offer tangible and immediate rewards. You might prefer hitting the gym for a solid weightlifting session or going for a brisk walk in nature to soak in all the sights and sounds and smells. For you, it's all about feeling grounded and connected with your body in the moment. You usually enjoy exercise that's familiar, feels safe, and doesn't change often. You might find new and different styles of exercise too confronting and different, and you might be the last one to join in the craze if there is one. However, you could find yourself in touch with your opposite side, either intuitive or sensing tendencies when it comes to your workout preferences. Maybe you're an intuitive that finds solace in the rhythm of running, or a sensing type who loves the creative flow of a dance class. Whatever your preference, the important thing is to find an exercise routine that feels right for you and brings joy. How do personality types affect our choices when it comes to exercising when we're talking about thinking types and feeling types? Thinking types are those who make decisions based on logic and objective analysis, while feeling types make decisions based on emotions and personal values. Which of those do you think you might be? If you're unsure, let's look at how these differences might play out when it's time to hit the gym or go for a run. Let's start with our thinking types. If this is you, you're usually pretty analytical and logical individuals who might approach exercise like a science experiment. You're likely to enjoy activities that you can dissect and optimize for maximum efficiency. Think structured workout plans, tracking progress meticulously, and maybe even working on the biomechanics of different exercises. For you, exercise is more about achieving tangible goals, like improving strength or endurance, rather than the emotional experience of it. And then we have our feeling types. If this is you, your empathetic, values-driven approach might lead you to view exercise through a different lens. For you, it's not just about the physical benefits, but it's also about how it makes you feel emotionally. You might be drawn to activities that have a social component, like group fitness classes or team sports, because you enjoy the camaraderie and the connection. For feeling types, the emotional payoff of exercise, like the sense of accomplishment or the endorphin rush, is just as important as the physical results. Which one feels more like you? The logical number-crunching T or the F that wants to build a community while they're exercising? Last but not least, let's look at the judging and perceiving types. Their approaches couldn't be more different. So let's start with a free-spirited perceiving type. So do you wake up in the morning and think that you know what the day is going to bring, and it could be any direction, and that is actually totally cool? Do you not have a strict exercise routine planned out because, do you know what? Life's an adventure. And what if I change my mind tomorrow? I'll plan it when I get up. Maybe you wake up and decide, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to go for a hike and soak up some nature. Or perhaps you'll opt for a spontaneous dance session in your living room because why not? For perceiving types, flexibility and adaptability are key. You're more likely to listen to your body and mind and exercise when that mood strikes you. Does this resonate with you? Are you a perceiving type? Now, let's shift gears to our organized, structured judging types. When your alarm goes off, are you already mentally going through your checklist for the day? Okay, breakfast at 7, gym at 8, work at 9. You get the idea. For judging types, sticking to a routine is usually second nature. You've probably got your workouts scheduled in advance, color-coded, and all. Nah, not all of them. But if you're listening now and you're nodding, you're definitely an on-time, highly organized individual. It's all about discipline and commitment for most judging types. Even if you're not particularly in the mood for exercise, you'll push through because you know that it's part of your plan. You're committed to your fitness and you enjoy measuring the physical outcomes of your dedication of whatever your exercise brings. Does this sound like you? Today we'll be focusing on 3 of the 16 MBTI types, dissecting their unique combination of letters and delving into why they shape behavior and decision-making and the interpersonal dynamics around exercise. Have a think about each and see whether you know someone that it totally fits or whether it describes you. Remember, we're all unique and type is a part of who we are. It doesn't define us, but it certainly helps us understand our innate gifts and strengths. So let's take a deeper look into the intriguing world of the ISTJs in exercise. So picture this, a structured, methodical approach to fitness that's as precise as I used to say, Swiss watch. But today, I'll say Apple Watch. If you're an ISTJ, exercise isn't all about just breaking into a sweat. It's about achieving tangible results and maintaining a sense of order in your life. ISTJs approach exercise with a keen eye for efficiency and practicality. If you're an ISTJ, you view it as a means to an end, aiming for concrete outcomes like improved health, increased strength, or enhanced endurance. But it's not just about the physical benefits for you. As an ISTJ, you also seek mental clarity and stress relief through your workout routines. When it comes to how you want to exercise, structured ISTJs thrive on routine and consistency. You prefer well-defined plans and clear goals, whether it's following a specific workout program, adhering to a set schedule, or tracking progress meticulously. For you, a structured approach isn't just a preference, it's necessity for staying focused, and for you, a structured approach isn't just a preference, it's a necessity for staying focused and motivated. In essence, for ISTJs, exercise is more than just getting into shape. It's about embodying your disciplined nature, striving for improvement, and maintaining a sense of control in a chaotic world. So if you're ever looking for a workout buddy who's all about precision and purpose, and you need someone to kick you out of bed in the morning and get exercising, look no further than the ISTJ. My son Jack is an ISTJ, and when he first started gym workouts at 16 years of age, I remember him asking the fitness instructor that we were using at the time exactly how often, how many times, and how long would it take to get a six-pack if he did the exercise program he'd been given. Now, the instructor, who was an ENFP, who I'm going to discuss in a moment, had no answer. She was speechless. His question did not compute with any of her values and ideas about exercise. Her explanation was that it was up to each person's effort and body type, And that really wasn't the answer he wanted. He was very disappointed in that feedback. All he wanted was a precise, logical fitness program that would get him a six-pack in the time that he desired. On the totally opposite personality preference, let's look at the fun world of exercising through the eyes of our vivacious ENFP friends. Now, if you've ever met an ENFP, you'll know that they're actually like a burst of energy wrapped in a big hug with a sprinkle of spontaneity on top. So, how in the world do these free-spirited souls approach something as structured as exercise? So if this is you, let's see how this fits. Let's find out. It's a warm, sunny morning. A gentle breeze is blowing, and you, as the ENFP, are contemplating your exercise options. Now, unlike some of us who have a strict regime or meticulously planned workout routine, you're more likely to follow your heart, quite literally. Yep, you heard me right. For you, exercising isn't just about burning calories or sculpting muscles. It's about feeling alive and connected and having a good time. So what's on the menu for today's workout adventure? Well, it could be anything. It could be a spontaneous dance party, a nature hike with friends, or maybe even trying out that funky new yoga class that you've heard about. Variety and excitement are the key for the ENFP. As an ENFP, you thrive on new experiences and challenges, so the idea of doing the same workout day in, day out really makes you squirm. Hey, but that doesn't mean an ENFP can't commit. Yes, you can. You're an incredibly passionate being, and when you find something that truly resonates with you, you dive in head first. You might stumble on a new fitness trend that sparks your interest, or maybe you'll join a sport team where you can channel your boundless energy into friendly competition. Now, as you know, we all have these days where you actually find going to the gym feels like climbing Mount Everest. But fear not, because you as an ENFP have a secret weapon, your contagious enthusiasm. You radiate positivity. You have this uncanny knack of turning even the most mundane tasks into an adventure, and that includes exercising. So when the going gets tough, you might gather your tribe around for a workout extravaganza. You might complete the cheering squad and high fives all around. Because let's face it, everything's better when you're surrounded by good vibes and great company. In the end, exercising for an ENFP isn't just about getting in shape or hitting the fitness goals, although they're nice bonuses. It's about embracing life with open arms, seizing every opportunity for joy and connection. So here's to our ENFP friends and their boundless zest for life, one workout adventure at a time. The fitness instructor I was talking about with my son, Jack, was also my fitness instructor. Now, she is an ENFP exactly as the description describes above. So when we used to go out for our morning exercise class, she would come out with actually no real plan or idea about what she was going to do in the morning, because it was all going to come to her in that moment. And it did. But therefore, we were all clueless about whether we were going to have an exercise class, a run around the oval, a yoga class, or even maybe a fun run through the park, doing push-ups at different trees and step-ups on benches and swinging on swings and lying down in the grass and doing sit-ups with a partner. We had no idea of the time frames, and it was kind of a bit unsettling for us, even though it was a big adventure. Now, of course, some of the group loved it, as it appealed to their personalities who love variety and change. However, for others, particularly the thinking, sensing, judging types, it was quite stressful, because we were a bit like a fish out of water. We all liked the sense of knowing what we were going to do and being flung into this joyful, free, open environment where we had no picture of where we were going or what we might be doing or what benefit it was for us. It was really an adventure. Now, some of the people that did those workouts often didn't come back because it wasn't their exercise style. I stuck with it because I realised it was actually a great opportunity for me to get out of my sensing love of details and to explore something that was really different for me. The friend who I exercised with in these classes really enjoyed organisation. They were not part of the ENFP's fitness protocol, and she was usually very stressed after the classes. Another flaw for the organised detail types was the countdown at the end of the exercises that you're doing. If you've been to fitness classes before and you know the instructor starts counting down at the end of your exercise, and you're thinking in your head with relief, oh, thank goodness, as they go 10, 9, 8. Well, our beautiful ENFP instructor would start the countdown, 10, 9, 8, as you're doing either really hard sit-ups or push-ups, and then she'd get distracted or start chatting to someone, lose concentration, and then after you've counted down from 10, she would actually start back at 10 again. Now, this was really frustrating for people who were ready to be on number 1, and she was back at 10. So, different strokes for different folks in exercise, especially if someone's actually stretching your personality preferences in the opposite direction. Now, I'm an ESFP, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of a handle on how I exercise. But for reasons other than personality type, to tell the truth, group exercise is never really for me, even though I am an extrovert. For a start, I don't like the comparisonitis of the gym. And I don't like being responsible for letting other team members down in a group game scenario, as I was actually never a great sports person. It might have been a different story if I was, because I do love the accolades, and this probably would have brought me in. But true to type, I do love people, and I would never be motivated or enjoy working out by myself. For over 44 years, I've exercised 4 to 5 times a week with a running or gym buddy. I'm a huge believer in all the benefits that exercise brings and understanding your personality. I talk much of the way through my exercise because that's half the fun of having an exercise buddy, isn't it? For the last 30 years since my son was born, I've had the most wonderful ISFJ friend rock up on my doorstep 4 to 5 times a week at 5:30 in the morning to exercise with me. Now, you can imagine how hard this must be, but it's always the best time to get up and exercise before the family were awake. Now, I wasn't really a morning person, and I'm still not, but it does feel amazing to have it out of the way and start the day. Now, we've changed our exercise over the years, mainly due to age and body restrictions, but I will always exercise because there will always be a form of exercise that I can do, and because it makes me feel really good. The most important part about my long-term exercise success is that I exercise with a person who's a judging type. Because I'm a perceiving type, I can easily pull out of exercise. I can just blame it on a late night, poor sleep, not feeling really well. I'm very good at finding excuses not to do it. However, my dear friend goes to work after she exercises with me, and she's always at my gate at 5:30 in the morning waiting to be let in. She rarely makes excuses for herself, no matter what calamities befall her. I couldn't ask for better motivation, because if I don't get out of bed, she can't get inside, and then she can't get to work. So many consequences to drive me sleepily from my bed. But you know what? It's worked for me. So if you're a person and you're finding it hard to motivate yourself and exercise regularly, you might be a perceiving type. So one option is to find someone who's going to be there waiting for you. Make it a situation that you can't cancel easily, because let's face it, you probably will if you can. If you're a judging type, don't get caught up with a perceiving type if you want to be organised and on time with your exercise. Find yourself a judging buddy. You'll both be there on time, and you'll both be making every effort to do every bit that's in your exercise. If you're a sensing type, sometimes try to do something a bit different. If you're an intuitive type, remember that following every fun trend might actually not help you reaching a high standard of fitness. If you're an extrovert, enjoy that chat, but don't talk so much it detracts from your workout. Sometimes you might not need it, but a lot of the time it is what makes your day. If you're an introvert and you do enjoy the busy gym sessions, make sure you have a quiet time somewhere to re-energize during your day. But most of all, do whatever exercise gets you started. If it's 10 laps around the lounge, if it's 3 sets of weights, if it's walking to the mailbox, just get moving. So whether you're all about the numbers or you follow your heart to the gym, just remember that if you find out what works for you and makes you feel good, the best exercise is the one that you're actually doing. Because, as you can see, there are so many benefits in exercise, and it doesn't have to be hard. You just have to do it. Thank you for listening to Parenting and Personalities. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could leave a rating and a review. That would help others learn about this podcast. If you're interested in discovering more about you and your family's personality types, you'll find my book, Who is This Monster or Treasure in My House, on Booktopia or Amazon. If you have an episode idea, please send a note to thepersonalitycoach@gmail.com. Many thanks to our producers at Stories and Strategies, and we'll see you next time.